You know, you perform the Jagya, and because Krishna, you know, the point is this very simple point. Prabhupada, how many times we've heard this, even Jesus Christ himself says something like this. You know, that God is providing for the elephants, God is providing for the ants. You know, so God won't provide for someone who's performing Jagya of his holy names. He's not going to provide. You have to squeeze the kirtan to get some, you know, a few bucks out of the thing. Nonsense. Krishna's providing for everyone. Why wouldn't he provide for someone who's sacrificing, you know, purely sacrificing without any strings attached? No demands. Only a prayer, you know, to please accept me. Please, you know, engage me in your loving service. With tears in my eyes. And not, you know, tears crying all the way to the bank, please. If Krishna, you know, provides, then Hari Hari Bol. If Krishna doesn't provide, then Hari Hari Bol. That's the way we were trained by Srila Prabhupada. I don't know where these other ideas are coming in from. You know, where are they getting the idea from? It's not coming from the pure devotional platform. So the question is, do we want to become pure devotees or what? You know, you don't get pure devotion without practicing pure devotional principles. From the very beginning of our training in devotional life, we're supposed to learn what are the pure devotional principles. That is what is called Shraddha. What is Shraddha? Shraddha Shabde Vishvas Sudrida Nischaya Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarva Karma Krita Hoya. That I exclusively devotion, Krishna Bhakti Koile, no other thing. Sarva Dharma Prityaja Mam Ekam, Nam Ekam, Sharanam Braja. Kali Kali Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. Therefore, Mam Ekam means, in Kali Yuga, practical, Nam Ekam, Sharanam Braja. And Krishna says, you know, Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Nam Evaye Prapanyante. Mayam Etam Taranti. What does Mayam Etam Tarantite mean? It means Mam Chayo Vyabacharina Bhakti Yogena. What kind of Bhakti Yogena? Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. There's only one thing. Eva, certainly. Kevalam, exclusively. Only one thing. Kalo Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyata. There's no other way. There's no other way. There's no other way. The prime process in Kali Yuga of devotional service, which includes all of the other processes of devotional service, without doing which no other process of devotional service can be complete. And if only doing that process exclusively, Nam Sankirtan Jagya, one gets the fruit of all other devotional processes. Therefore, Mam Chayo Vyabhicharina Bhakti Yogena Sevate. Bhakti Yogena Sevate means service to the holy name. And service to the holy name, the highest service to the holy name, one who loudly chants the holy name for the benefit of others, according to Haridas Thakur and Chaitanya Bhagavat, quoting from the Skanda Purana, if I'm remembering correctly. Perhaps that's not correct, but I can't remember where he's quoting from. But he's quoting from Shastra. He says that one who chants loudly the holy name of the Lord, you know, is 100 times more pious than one who chants softly only to benefit himself, or chants within the mind. So one who performs Sankirtan Then what is the result of performing Sankirtan? Sagunan samatitaitan Brahmabhuyaya kalpate. You easily, mayam etam tarantite means Sagunan samatitaitan Brahmabhuyaya kalpate. You come to the spiritual platform. And spiritual platform means Bhava Bhakti. Above the influences of the three modes of material nature. Above the conditional platform. Above the state of bondage. You don't get Bhava Bhakti without chanting Shuddhanam. It is Shuddhanam which is Nija Sarva Shakti. Sarva Shakti meaning all Shaktis. If it's only partial, not all, then it means that, yes, the material Shaktis are there. So by Aparannam, you can associate with Krishna's material Shaktis. But Sarva Shakti means his Antaranga Shaktis, his spiritual Shaktis. Sarup Shakti. It's by the grace of Sarup Shakti that one is elevated to the platform of Bhava. As far as possible, the chanting should be heard from the lips of a pure devotee, not from the lips of a non-devotee. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says clearly that those who are chanting Shuddhanam, they are actually pure devotees. And those who are chanting Namabhas, they are Vaishnavabhas. It means that they're still more or less in the category of non-devotees. So Nam should be received from a pure devotee. So someone can argue that, well, we're not pure devotees because we're not chanting pure. Well, why aren't you chanting pure name? Nonsense. Who's stopping you? No one's stopping you from satisfying Krishna to the point of him agreeing to appear and dance on your tongue. Stop making excuses. There's no excuse that, okay, we're on the clearing stage, but you're not supposed to remain on the clearing stage for the rest of eternity. Bahu Janma Kariyari Shravana Kirtana, supposedly. They're supposed to come. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says generally it takes three years to come to the Shuddhanam platform. And how many millions of 3 years are we going to take before we come to the Shuddhanam platform?
You mean 3 lives?
No, 3 years.
3 years? Oh. I thought you had said...
That's another thing. It's another point.
Oh, okay.
It may take 3 lifetimes, but it doesn't have to take 3 lifetimes. That depends on you. You can surrender at any moment. You can use your free will at any time. It's not that, well, you start out on the Aparad platform and you have to go for one, there's a rule, you must continue for 1 lifetime, and then in your next lifetime you come to the, Namabhas platform, and you must go for that whole lifetime before you come to the next lifetime when you can do Shuddhanam platform. Generally, he says, generally it works like that because people are slow-witted. Manda sumanda mate mandayo bhagyo padrita.
So for the slow...
No brains.
For the slow brain...
But it doesn't mean that you have...
3 years.
It doesn't mean that you have to take 3 lifetimes to come to the Shuddhanam platform. Krishna, by his own sweet will can grace anyone. It's a question of your desperation. It's a question of your realizing that you're fallen and you need mercy and actually crying for the mercy of Nam. The mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Nityananda. No one's stopping anyone from crying for mercy, realizing your fallen condition. And Krishna can appear at any time, according to his own sweet will. And he can also disappear. To put you in your place. And you start becoming a little proud of oh, now I have Krishna in my grubby little mitts. And suddenly you realize that he's on the other side of your grubby little fist. He doesn't have to be bound by anyone. But the point is that, Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. And what does Krishna Bhakti mean? Same thing. Mamcha Bhakti Yogena Sevate. What does that mean? In Kali Yuga, the main thing that it means, there may be other aspects because there's Navada Bhakti, there's Panchanga Bhakti, but the point is that the main ingredient, which has to be there for any other ingredient to be viable, the main ingredient is Nam Sankirtan. It is the supreme anga of devotional service, not only because of its accessibility to everyone, but because of its own intrinsic potency, invested by the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nam Sankirtan. Nam Sankirtan is the supreme anga of devotional service. So when it says, Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarva Karma Krita Hoy, it means Nam Sankirtan. You perform Nam Sankirtan, and you'll surpass without any difficulty. You'll surpass whatever you could expect to get in other ages and by other processes, whether it be karma, gyan, yoga, or whatever it may be, or dhyan or any other things, by sacrifices, by dhyan, by deity worship, or whatever what was previously done in other yugas. Make a firm decision, sudridha nischoya, by having faith in Shabda. Shabda means Shabda Brahman. Shabde Vishvas. Having, high regard for Shabda Brahman coming through disciplic succession. The conclusions of the predecessor acharyas. Regarding the importance of performing the Yuga Dharma, Nam Sankirtan. There's no other Yuga Dharma. That is the supreme Anga of Bhakti, happens to be the Yuga Dharma in this age of Kali, because no other Anga of Bhakti will do. Only the supreme Anga of Bhakti, and all other Angas of Bhakti have to be supportive of that supreme Anga of Bhakti for those other Angas of Bhakti to be of any relevance. Because only the supreme Anga of Bhakti will do the needful in the matter of delivering such fallen Kali Yuga rejects as ourselves. Therefore, Sumedhasaha means that you have to have enough brain substance to understand that you're fallen and that you need to take shelter of the process, the only viable process which will, do for such fallen conditioned souls as our Kali Yuga reject selves.